What's up, YouTube? Mike from Mass here, Mass Aquariums, and in about an hour, this is going to be a 7-day update on the 10-gallon, soon-to-be reef saltwater tank. Now, I've used Fluval Cycle to cycle this tank. I've had fish in from day one. On day 3, I put a fire shrimp in, and as you can see, the tank is doing unbelievable. All my parameters are reading perfect. I'm topping off with RO to keep the salinity right where it needs to be. I've purchased a Refractometer to check my specific gravity or my salinity, and everything is on the money. So, just about day 7 update. As you can see, this tank is looking absolutely beautiful. Now my clowns, I wish they'd come out and show you their faces, but they love to swim behind the rock. Wish my fire shrimp would come out of the rocks, but he just molted this morning, so he's a little bit shaky right now, just chilling behind the rocks. In this video, I just wanted to let you know that setting up a saltwater tank is not that difficult. I know it's intimidating. I know taking that leap from freshwater to saltwater can be very intimidating, make people very nervous, but I want you to know that it's not that difficult. Now, the expense is probably double of what you have for a saltwater tank. That being said, it's probably the same if you have a high-tech tank. Now, you guys know my 75-gallon. It's got highlights, dirt, pressurized CO2. I dose potassium, iron, flourish, the works. So if you have a high-tech planted tank, or any planted tank for that matter that's not a low-tech, you're roughly going to be similar in price. Now, this is only a 10-gallon, so you can imagine the price if you go bigger and bigger. Not to mention once I put corals in here and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, and I'm going to give you a price list in the description down below, and I'm going to let you know what it cost me to set up this 10-gallon saltwater, fish-only, soon-to-be reef tank. And I want you guys to ask me some questions, because I know a lot of you guys out there, especially some of my boys that always comment that are getting ready to get into saltwater, and I'm here to tell you, it is not that hard. It's not as difficult as it seems. Just take the leap, be confident. You know what? You're going to make mistakes, just like you do with every new tank you set up, or no matter how much research you do, something's going to come along the lines that you just don't know, but that's what we're here for. That's what YouTube is here for. Research it. That's what the internet is there for. That's what I'm here for, answering your questions. Now, I'm going to go over real quick what I have in this tank, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to list all the prices down below. Now, this is a 10-gallon tank. I've got crushed coral for substrate. I have 1 piece of dry rock, and I have 3 pieces of Carib Sea life rock. Now, what the life rock is a dry rock that's been painted purple, and that's infused with dormant beneficial spores, bacteria, that once you put it in the water, they come to life and, will create your bennies on your rock. Pretty soon this rock will turn to live rock, just like any dry rock you put in your tank. It might take months to do, and it's supposed to just going out and buying live rock right off the bat. But when you buy live rock, from talking to my buddies, Michael from Marion's Aquariums, J Dubs, Jordan Watkins, live rock can come with a whole host of unwanted creatures for your tank. Now, I'm not saying don't go buy live rock. It is expensive, and it will boost your cycle super quick, but so will Fluval Cycle. I mean, this tank's only been going for 7 days. All parameters are good. Fish are happy. Everything's golden. I went with a electronic thermometer. It was on sale. Pretty cheap, so I got it. I have a high-door nano pump, circulation pump. Does 425 gallons per hour. I have an Aqua Clear 50 hang on the back. Now, I know everybody loves canisters. Everybody loves, you know, sponges. You're all going to love your different type of equipments. For a 10-gallon tank, I didn't think I needed a canister filter. I went with a hang on the back. I love AquaClear hang on the backs. I run them on a bunch of my tanks. You know, I run canisters, I run the works, but I think for a 10-gallon tank, an AquaClear 50 is well, you know, in the means of flow and price range for a 10-gallon tank. I have a glass hood on this tank, a glass top to kind of slow the evaporation down. You know, the water's going to evaporate. It's going to stick to the top of the glass top. It's going to fall back in. If you have an open tank, not only can your fish jump out, I've done some research, clowns will jump out of the tank. You know, once they get established and nice and happy, they'll say, hey, what's over in that tank? Boom, I'm jumping out. So I have a glass top. I have a Zoomed LED light. Now, this isn't the most expensive light on the saltwater market. It's certainly not the cheapest, but it will grow soft corals and LPS corals. So it says. You know, I'm sure I'll give you an update when I put corals in and we'll see what happens. Heater, Fluval. I got a Fluval 50-watt heater. Does the trick. It's good for up to 20 gallons anyway, so this is plenty of heat for this tank. I keep it right around 79, you know, 78, 80, just like all your tanks. I have it set on 80, and it never fluctuates all that much. What I'm doing right now is I did buy a Refractometer, which is a little bit expensive piece of equipment, but it tests your specific gravity and your salinity like in 2 seconds. So when I top off with my RO water, you know, when the water evaporates, I'm gonna top off with RO water and test my salinity. If the salinity, you know, the salinity really, from my research, from talking to my buddies, like I said, it's not gonna go down. If anything, it's gonna go up. When the water evaporates, the salt is gonna stay, and your salinity in your water is gonna go up. So you top off with RO fresh water, and your salinity can then stabilize. Now, the Refractometer is a great piece of equipment. You just drop a few tabs, you know, a few drops on it, look up into a light, it's going to tell you exactly what it is. If it looks a little high, you know, you top off with a little more water, test it in another 10 minutes or so, and you should be right around where you need to be. Yeah, that's about it, folks. 1 week, fish were in on day 1, shrimp was in on day 3, water parameters are golden, salinity's perfect. I'm buying my RO water from my local fish store. It's costing me 50 cents a gallon, and a 10-gallon tank. You know, you don't need much. I'm buying my salt water from my local fish store as well. That's $1.79 a gallon. When I do a water change, I'm only going to take out 10-20% max, and you know, what's 10% of 10 gallons? 1 gallon. So a 5-gallon bucket of salt water mix is going to last me maybe, you know, 3 weeks to a month, so it's not that expensive. Eventually, you guys know me, my MTS will kick in. I'll rip down something or other, or I'll buy a big ass tank and I'll go bigger, go badder. But for now, no DI, you know, RO DI system hooked up, none of that. Just buying my water, keeping it simple. I'm gonna show you how to maintain this tank. Oh, I also got a turbo snail way up here. I don't know if you can see him. Cleans algae off the glass. Super cheap. I'm gonna show you how to keep and sustain a small reef tank on minimal cost. So anybody out there that's afraid just for keeping your water parameters, what are you going to do for water changes, how are you going to get your water, how much is it going to cost you, I'm going to show you how to sustain a 10-gallon reef tank, soon to be reef tank, for minimal cost. And then we'll go bigger, then we'll go badder, and you know, a couple months from now you'll see a big reef tank, of course, because I can't help myself, you guys know me. But for now, this is it. I got some beautiful fish here. I got a beautiful shrimp. I'm gonna put one more fish in. I haven't decided yet. Maybe a fire, maybe a damsel. No, not a damsel. It's just, I don't even know what I'm talking about. What are they called? Firefish. Small fish. I can maybe add one more fish to this tank, but I don't want my parameters going out of whack like crazy, because small tank, anything that fluctuates, ammonia spikes big time, it can crash your whole tank. So I'm going to keep this really simple. Once I get my corals in, I'll let you know how to start dosing tanks if you need to dose with calcium or magnesium or what have you. And I'm going to learn, you guys are going to learn too, and I hope I helped you out. I'm rambling like usual. This is Mike from Mass. I'm out.